Hi everyone, welcome back to the kitchen. Today I've got a summer favorite. Today we're making a quickle or a quick pickle. These are going to be a bread and butter version of a zucchini pickle, inspired by the recipe for the pickled zucchini that we had in our recent sunbasket box video, and I can't wait to show you how these all come together. Today I'm going to share with you how to make a quickle, and that's a quick pickle. We're going to use zucchini, onion, and we're going to make kind of like a bread and butter zucchini pickle. And these are super delicious. These are inspired by the zucchini pickles that I made for the sunbasket box meal that I recently shared with you guys. There's no reason why we can't take inspiration from that booklet, from those recipes, and make them on our own. These are super simple, super delicious, and you can just stash them in your fridge. They'll be good for up to a month or even longer, really. Once they're pickled in the vinegar solution, first of all, they're not going to last because they're delicious. But secondly, as long as they're in the vinegar solution and they're refrigerated, you can keep them for an extended period of time. So what I've started off with here is 2 medium-sized zucchini. I ran them through just my slicer that used to be my grandmother's. That's this one right here. It's got a very sharp blade in it, and it can be adjusted to the thickness that you like. So I did 2 medium cucumbers like that. If you have a mandolin, or you can just use a knife if you have good knife skills, and cut them fairly thin. They don't have to be perfect, but you can see I mostly got them about, I don't know, the 16th of an inch thick. Okay, you don't want them, some of them are like this, they were an accident, so don't look at those, but regardless, they'll be delicious. I also did the same to a half of a sweet onion, and I didn't really care how it looked. I just sliced it thin and got it through there. I have a cup of rice wine vinegar. So this is rice vinegar from the Asian market. Super inexpensive. You can also find this in the big box store. I don't know if it comes in a giant bottle, but a bottle of rice vinegar from the Asian market costs less than $3, and it really is a nice way to do a quick pickle because it's not as acidic as white vinegar or apple cider vinegar, but it's acidic enough and it gives a nice mild pickled flavor. We're also going to use a half a cup of water and a 1/4 cup of agave nectar. Now this is my sweetener of choice here. If you want to use something different, you can use honey, you can use brown sugar, you can use demerara sugar or granulated sugar, whatever is your sweetener of choice. If you want to try using erythritol here, you can. I'm not sure that it will crystallize if it's in the acidic vinegar solution. I've never done it, so I don't know the answer to the question. All I can say is give it a try and see what happens. However, be warned, we've seen what the erythritol can do. I also have a teaspoon of kosher salt. So what I'm going to do is bring the induction burner over, and we're going to start heating up our solution, and I'll show you what happens next. Alright, so I have my rice vinegar and water in the saucepan. We're going to add our salt and our agave. Now, look, this is to your taste. I've really given some ambiguous measurements other than the water and the vinegar and the agave. This is the combination I have found tastes the best. So if you don't want it as sweet, by all means reduce the amount of sweetener. I've used a 1/4 cup of agave, which isn't like blow your head off sweet, but when we're talking about making a sweet pickle, then we're going to want some sweetness in there. So just give this a stir to dissolve the salt. I have this on high, and we're going to want to bring this to a boil, which won't take very long at all. When that happens, we'll be back and we'll put the vegetables in. Alright, we're almost to the point where our vinegar solution is boiling, but while we wait for it to come up completely, I wanted to remind you guys and say that if you like what you see, be sure and hit the thumbs up button. And if you're new to my kitchen, I always like to say welcome. It's always a pleasure to have new friends join me. Please be sure and hit the subscribe button. And a quick reminder to my tried and true Noreen's Kitchen family, be sure and hit the bell notification button so that you don't miss out on all the real food for real people, real easy recipes that we present all the time right here on our YouTube channel and straight from our kitchen. And when you hit that button, you're going to be getting a push notification on your smart device or an email in your inbox every time we upload new content. So it looks like we've come to a boil, so I'm going to turn it off. So that's the key. You want to make sure that you turn things off here. I'm even going to unplug the induction burner. We're going to take our zucchini slices that we prepared, and we're just going to toss everything in the pot along with the onions, just like that. I'm going to give this a gentle stir. You just want to make sure that everything touches that vinegar solution. And these are going to, they're not going to cook, but they're going to shrink down a little as they soak in that brine. And what you're going to do is you're going to let these sit for about 10 minutes, and then you can enjoy them on a sandwich. You can enjoy them just right out of hand. They're delicious. And the longer they sit in the brine, the more pickled they become, but these will pickle very quickly, thus the reason we call them Quickles. So I'm just going to pop the lid on this. I'm going to let it sit for a little while, and then when we come back, we're going to give them a taste, and I'll show you what they look like. Our pickles sat for about 10 minutes. You can see that they've gotten a little bit soft and they've slumped into that brine. They're perfect. I've tasted them and they're wonderful. So now I'm going to do is you just want to put these in an airtight container. It doesn't have to be a mason jar. If you have a mason jar, it might be a nice way to store them. If you have like a plastic container with a lid, that will suffice as well. So I'm just going to put them in here. And then I'm going to pour the brine over them. Like I said, the longer they sit in the brine, the more pickled they become. I also wanted to mention, because I know some of you might ask, this is not a canning recipe. So if you're interested in canning zucchini pickles, I highly suggest that you refer to the Ball Blue Book of Canning or the Ball Complete Book of Home Canning for information on how to best and properly can anything. People make zucchini pickles all the time. So this is definitely something you can do, and you can do this in a water bath canner. These are going to last in your fridge. If you're not into the whole canning thing, there's no reason to do it. You can just go right ahead and do it like this. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pour this brine over the top. You want to make sure everything is covered. I'm going to get a little dish. I'll scoop some out and we'll give it a taste. All right, so here are our Zucchini Quickles. I have chosen to make these in a bread and butter version, meaning they have a sweet and sour flavor. These are not going to be like a super crispy kosher dill pickle, but these are good. Made with the zucchini, they lend a little toothsomeness to the bite, so they're not like mushy, and they have a crispness about them that is really very pleasant. So, you want to taste it?
If I have to.
You know you have to. The people are expecting it. Here you go. I went ahead and added onions to mine because I thought it would be a nice extra flavor, and I love pickled onions, and they do not disappoint.
Gonna make a jar for everybody else.
I know, right? Because you'll sit there and eat the whole thing. Mm-hmm. It is not an unhealthy snack. A jar full of pickled zucchini. It could be worse. Mm-hmm. So delicious. Oh my gosh. And I'm with Rick. I could probably sit and eat the whole jar and not even realize it. It's so good. So that's how you make zucchini Quickles. Definitely give these a try this summer. You know, if you have a garden, you're going to have zucchini coming out of it sometime soon. This is a great option of something you can do with it. So I hope you give it a try, and I hope you love it. Thanks for joining me today. And until next time, I'll see ya.